Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel. Today we are inside of the web version of Lazy because they have released a web version in beta, which I am testing out on my Windows computer. I haven't tried it on the Mac. This app was only available for the Mac, and I have only used it for the Mac, but I have tested it out on my work computer, and I'm doing a real test now and showing you how this works. I won't dive too deep into the overall application. I have already done a video on that, so if you want to see that, I will link it somewhere up here. But let's just jump into this. So one of the main things with this application is the lazy commands. It is really easy to get the commands by pressing Command K on the Mac, but it doesn't actually work on Windows with the web version. So I will have to press this, and here I can add a lot of different things. So new note, new task, new person, new source, new split view. I can add a capture, which just captures something. I do not actually have to do anything about it, make it into a card or a task or whatever it is. So I can show you how this works. So this is a test. And if I jump into my notes here, I can turn this into a card, into to do, or I can actually move this into another note. So it is a great way to capture. Let's see if I can delete this. It wasn't as easy as I hoped to, but you can actually on the Windows, on the Mac app, you can actually just press Command Backspace to delete something. It doesn't work here. So you'll lose some of the functionality with the web version, but I will just open the commands by pressing here and deleting it from right here. So you lose a bit of functionality, that's my main point, but this is a good way if you are like me and you have multiple different computers. So I have a Windows computer at home, and I also have a Windows computer at my day job, and I would like for my notes to be accessible even though I am on a Windows computer. So for that use case, it is really good. And you can easily still add and interact with your notes. So I can see all of my cards, I can see my journal pages, I can write in here, and I can write in my different cards. But let's take a look at the organization inside of this application, because I think it's a really cute way of organizing. We have two different ways. So one is nested cards, and that's what I've done here. So I've just nested cards within other cards. So every note or task inside of Lazy is a card. And I have just nested cards underneath different cards, and I have pinned my social media ideas right here. But at some point I figured out a better way of organizing. So instead of every time when I have a new note, instead of actually nesting it underneath another note. So I will just show you how that works. Test note. Instead of moving this note into my YouTube video ideas, I can actually give it a tag. And I can tag it with YouTube video ideas, and it will appear inside of my split view. Now let me go ahead and delete this test note right here. It will appear inside of here, so you can tag as well. And what's funny about the tags is that tags actually work the same as backlinks inside of Lazy. So if I just show you this example right here, this is tagged YouTube video ideas, and tagging it or giving it a backlink like this actually does the same. The only exception is that when I tag it, it appears in my split view right here. So it treats tags and backlinks the same, as you can see right here, which I think is really fun. But I'm also a note-taking nerd, so I find these things really fun. And I have a couple of different split views. You can see all of them right here. So these are all of my different split views, and I've given some of them emojis. Some of them just came with the app, and right now I have 259 notes inside of here. Um, and it also has one for my books, which is basically the Kindle integration. So every time I highlight something inside of Kindle, it appears in here. So these are all of my highlights from the Creative Act way of being. And here I can see my how many highlights and how many comments I've made, which is something I really like because now I don't need to use Readwise. I have had some minor problems with this. I'm actually not finished with this book, but I have had some minor problems with this. I lost some of my highlights from my previous books, but for the last couple of months, I have actually been able to use this. And there is one other bug that I have encountered. So let's just jump into one of my notes here. Whenever I use the lazy AI and I ask the AI to actually summarize things for me or fix my grammar, that's what I do most of the time. I ask it to fix my grammar. It doesn't actually do the or it does it, but sometimes I've experienced that the whole note just disappears. I have sent them a message about it and they are working on it, but I haven't dared to use the AI after that because it was a huge note and I had to write it all over again. And I'm pretty sure that it didn't end up the same way, but that is the price you have to pay for using newer apps or early access applications. Many of them have minor or major bugs that you just have to live with if you want to use those apps. As you can see here, if I want to unlock all of the features, I have to get the Mac app, and I have that as well. It is a lot better as a Mac application, and the web version is just a way for me to actually try out the app and have it available whenever I'm on the go with a different computer than my Mac and having my notes available everywhere. So when I'm filming these YouTube videos on my Windows computer, I will have my notes available. So that is why I am happy with the web version, but there is still a lot of work that needs to be done. For example, I cannot actually press this don't show message again. So it is still early access. They are still trying to get people on the application. I know that there is a long wait list the for getting in, and when you get in, it costs you. I think I'm paying $30 for 3 months, so $10 each month. But I really like the app because of how easy it is to capture and maneuver around the app using keyboard shortcuts on the Mac. And I like that they've added a simple web version for me to be able to access my notes elsewhere. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below and I will try to get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching today's video.